Alrighty, we're gonna get started here. There you go. I had my mic monitoring on, so sorry if you heard that doubled. But hey, we're here. Hey, Debbie. We are here. We're ready to go. I'm going to give people some time to filter in. I think, do I have anything to open? No, I do not have boxes. I have 3 keys and no boxes. I think it's the opposite problem that people normally have. I think we'll play a quick game. While we let people filter in. Yeah, it's frustrating. As soon as I get a box, I'm opening it, but no boxes right now. No boxes. So we're gonna get started here. This is gonna be I'm gonna go more into the build and stuff later when we have everyone here. But for now, just gonna be playing support Nico a bit, playing the build that I'll be covering after this game. Sorry for the slack. Yeah, that unfortunately I guess is very telling, huh? Man, you know, I really don't like playing against splits.
Mod is a poor alternative.
Alright. Sorry, I had something come up in Slack, but I am done with that now. Usually Jim carries it with the ribbon. Is that what I'm hearing? We may need a guest appearance so we can get some box openings, Jeff. Alright, what skin? I have these 2. I kind of like them equally. Hey, Avery. What do you think, Avery? You have good aesthetic taste. If it would change your mind, Star Guardian Nico has a frog friend. We're running out of time. Alright. Just in time. Alright, Debbie. Yeah, mobile Twitch can be strange. So you can get kind of a glimpse at what we're running here. Predator. I'll explain the usage of it later, but hopefully you'll be able to sort of guess the intention with it as I play. We are against a Leona Akshan. Leona is kind of rough to deal with. Nico support really likes to play engage heavy. And Leona shuts down a lot of engage. The beauty is that we're playing with the Jhin, so we can just focus hard on peeling instead and just play disengage. Let's switch over to the... Hold on. There it is.
I want to become everybody. Who says I cannot? I will prove them wrong. Then I will become them. Laugh, laugh, Nico.
Oh, I see, Debbie. That makes sense.
Welcome to Summer.
So we're gonna do something that might seem odd. We're gonna start W.
Nothing suspicious.
W is, in my opinion, one of the main reasons that Nico support works.
30 seconds.
It's also one of my favorite skills in the game. It's so cool. We might see it come into play here with the Leona, actually.
If Nico can be everyone, how can Nico
Since
be
the,
sure she's anyone?
The clone can actually bait out hooks and stuff. It is. It's also very loud. I don't know what is going... There we go. Let's turn that down.
Minions have spawned.
Is Nico far? Is Nico near?
I forget how loud that music is. It's a Star Guardian thing. A lot of the Star Guardian skins have their own soundtracks
Just
that play at
minding
like the
my
start of the
own
game.
business. Nothing, Nico.
I think loud music is something Nico would enjoy, yeah.
It's fun to walk around in different skins.
Know what you're feeling. 2, 3.
No one expects Nico to not be Nico and to be not Nico instead.
So, another reason you start W on Nico is that it lets you trade with your autos. The issue in this lane is I don't want to necessarily move past the minion wave to auto attack people because
Nico,
their lane is much better
everybody's Shoma.
at just trading than ours. But we got some good damage off of that. We're going to go for E right away. E is probably what we max first. Well, what we max first most of the time. I'm going to a lot more of the like methodology and stuff later, but just so we're not completely blind.
No, fast.
Ooh. Yeah, that is some of the reason why the engage is probably not a great idea, but I can't stop myself.
Survival needs blending in.
Luckily, we have biscuits for just that kind of mess up. Yeah, I feel like Nico definitely... Okay, I accidentally attacked that, but he got it, so we're good. Nico's definitely that type, 100%. Ouch. So we're struggling a little bit with CS, but I think naturally we're just going to be a little bit behind. Gonna ward behind us. The Warwick can be kind of scary.
And everyone invited to picnic, even enemies.
And he should be gone. And that is counter-engaged Nico.
So many more.
An ally has been slain.
I don't know why he wanted to go back in there because we were out 3. Come on, 1. Yeah. Ah, that's a rough one. I kind of wanted to just leave, but they didn't seem
An ally
excited
has
to do
been
the
slain.
same. We're gonna go with armor boots.
If Nico becomes
We're fine though. I have Predator now.
An enemy has
Predator
been
will help me get back to
slain.
lane faster if I need to. It'll help me with engage as well. we're still pretty even this game. A little bit behind on CS, but I got a kill. It's pretty sick.
People with no tails. Are they lonely?
As soon as we're able to push this lane out, I want to get the bush here dewarded so we can maybe set up for ganks. That goes very far. Got my empowered auto ready to go. Make him back off the wave, and now he's going to miss these two minions.
Warm. Like hugs.
And we're going to max E first. What's going on mid? Good stuff's going on mid. Ooh, maybe not good stuff? Not good
An
stuff.
enemy has been slain.
They all be careful.
Double kill.
Nico is her own bride now.
So we blew his flash. If I could get one more empowered auto, it'd be sick. And he is very sad now, which we like. We're happy that he's sad currently.
I will learn. I will grow.
No, we don't have
I will.
W up yet.
Nico.
But what we will do is send it up there. And it is safe. Gonna pop a ward in here. Let's hit the tower a little.
Nico might have
I'm a little bit behind on my quest currently.
People.
Haven't been able to poke as much as I'd like to. In a Jhin lane, you kind of want to just be ready to peel. Mumu moving towards Dragon, which could be good for us. They got a control ward there.
Beauty shines from inside.
This is the
where
road
the
to
heart
paradise.
We're gonna get a ward in here because the Akshan likes to play in the bushes so far. Ooh, Mumu gets a good gank off mid. Maybe a kill? Nah.
Nico is on her fourth day. So easy to treat.
No sign of the Warwick yet, but he also hasn't shown anywhere else, I don't think, so we have to be a little bit worried. Ooh, I missed the root. We want to be a little careful near their tower because Leona will just turn around on us.
Ally has been slain.
Connects people.
Shen had an unfortunate death top.
Tricky, tricky. You got the wrong Nico.
Okay, so that's down.
Aye. What you doing now? Find his breath? Ooh, have picnic.
I'm just trying to play safe and get ready to counter engage if the Leona land stuff now, because her stun is a problem for us. Chase her out of that bush. Let me get my empowered auto real quick.
Home is all around.
Watch it fly.
Mayo Shoma
Killing
feels
spree.
strange.
An ally has been slain.
Teo, we must
The Ignite might have done more, but I doubt it. The Jhin just really wanted to be in.
Nico keeps a tiny bit of everybody's Shoma. They are precious.
Oh, I missed it. Okay. We're gonna leave the wave there. He should be able to take it pretty freely. We're gonna get this one anyways. And then we're gonna start working on Everfrost.
Is slowed down? No. Fast, fast, fast.
I love Everfrost. Everfrost is probably my favorite mythic in the entire game. Ever since its release, I've loved using it. There's one of our Ghost Poros.
Survival means blinking
Ooh, he ran the Wrong direction.
Ally has been slain.
Our Jhin is struggling
That was quite
slightly,
satisfying.
but I think we can still pull it back.
Nico does not want to be here when the others arrive. You fell for it! After 5 ants, everyone invited to picnic, even enemies.
An ally has been slain. Shut down.
Do not be bound to a single
An enemy
Nice!
has been slain.
He cleaned it up. Oh! Did they have a AFK? Was there... I think their Warwick might have gone AFK.
Victory.
Oh, well... You know what? Wanted to make it a quick one, and, well, there we go. It was a quick game. I leveled up! I get a free box, kinda. Let's open that. And then we'll get into the build discussion. You missed it, but I got Corgi, Nunu, and Blue Essence. Or Corki. There is a there's a dog breed called Corgi. That's not what he is. Okay. So I should have given some time for people to make it in here now. So we're going to talk about Nico support, why it works, the build I've sort of half created, half Frankenstein together, and the methodology behind it. So I think to understand why Nico works as a support, you also need to kind of understand what supports do necessarily. And if we actually take a look at some of the top supports right now, based on statistics, you can see some different types of supports. There's a lot of champions here that fulfill different roles, have different purposes, and playstyles as well. So you could see stuff like Amumu and Blitzcrank up here. These are going to be more engage focused. You know, they start fights, they disrupt the enemy. You can see we have Mage. We have like Zillion, for instance, and Zyra, both mage supports. Primary purpose is to deal damage, to poke, to sort of be a nuisance in fights. Obviously offering their own utility, but damage being a focus. Another one that comes to mind is Brand. Brand is a very big mage support. And you also have, here at the top right now in the patch, we have Enchanters. Enchanters are described as supports that heal, restore mana, basically provide sustain. So those are your Sonas, your Sorakas, your Seraphines, would all be considered flavors of Enchanters. So with these different play styles, you can see sort of the tools that they offer. Blitzcrank has like the hook, Amumu has the stun, right? A lot of these tools actually apply to Nico. Nico has a very supportable kit. Her E is a textbook engage and disengage tool. It goes through the minion wave. It actually gets empowered when it touches something else. So shooting it through the minion wave is actually an extremely good thing to do. So she has a great root, which is good for peeling on disengage and amazing for engage. Her Q is really good damage. Her Q, if you decide to max it or build into it, obviously she's played mid a lot for a reason. She does have really good damage scaling. But what makes, I think, Nico support fun and interesting and very good, and the one thing I think she does better than anything else, is what her W is used for. Nico's W is a Swiss Army knife of an ability. If we take a look at it here in game, should be this one, yeah. So Nico's W is this invis, summons a clone, and it gives you vision where the clone walks as well. The other part of it is that it gives you empowered auto attacks. Every third auto is an empowered auto attack, which is great for laning. But the utility that you get from this skill is probably one of the main reasons that I consider Nico to be like an amazing support and a really fun support as well. You get vision control because you can throw your illusion to face check bushes. You can use it by using your passive, which lets you take on the appearance of someone else like this. And if a cool trick you could do with it is from a bush, you can use your W as like your jungler, and then you can switch back to Nico and walk out, so it looks like you're engaging with your jungler. That's a fun little thing you could do with it. It also has more practical uses. If Blitzcrank, for instance, going against a Blitzcrank as Nico, if you're better at the game than I am, is actually a pretty good thing, because you can use your illusion to block hooks. You can use your illusion to also set off traps. So Caitlyn, Shaco, Nidalee, all those kinds of trap-based characters that you might see bot lane, either from the jungle coming to gank you or just in your lane in general. She deals with them very, very, very well because of W. It's so useful throughout the entire game. It never reaches a point where it falls off, because it's purely utility. So it's in my opinion like the thing to play Nico support for. And then obviously you have Nico's ultimate, which it does a lot of damage, but more importantly, it's an engage tool that you can use to confuse the enemy. With Predator, it becomes a very, very scary flank tool. You could come in from behind with Predator disguised as the enemy jungler or someone on your team, and they can't see the charge up for it, so they suddenly all get stunned, and it's very confusing and disorienting. Aside from that, I built Everfrost as well on Nico support, which gives her another root, slow if you miss the root. Overall, the CC potential just from E, ultimate, and Everfrost is more than enough to play as like even just a peel support. Like that last game, you can kind of see like I went in a couple times, but all I was worried about was just trying to peel for Jhin. Jhin was very aggressive, so it was kind of hard, but we're going to see examples of that in the VOD review that we're going to go over for today. I have a game to show of Nico support that I think really illustrates her strong points. So that's kind of the idea of like why I think Nico at a glance can support. But I also want to talk about the exact build I'm running and the methodology from it, sort of where it came from, the story of it and whatnot. Nico support was actually one of my mains for a while. I had a very high win rate on Nico support. I was almost exclusively queuing Nico support. And I was seeing really good results with it. So Nico support was one of the first things I wanted to cover, especially now that it's sort of faded back to the fringes of the meta. She's not as prominent as she was a couple patches ago. If we pull it up again, let me pull up Nico support, has sort of fallen from grace in a sense. You could see currently her stats for Platinum Plus have too low of a sample size, that if you look up Nico support on u.gg, you get an error, a warning that her stats are maybe skewed because of that. You can see her pick rate is 0.4% and ban rate 0.1% for support. So not exactly the most played or banned support right now. But I think personally that just makes me want to play it all the more. I don't think much has changed. I think that she's still just as good as she was before when she was prominent. Especially looking towards players that exclusively play Nico support right now. There's a Grandmaster ranked player who has 2 accounts in Grandmaster where they exclusively play Nico support. They go by Dog Lightning. They are also someone that I borrow a lot of ideas from, and sort of alter them to bring you this build of sorts. Um, I also have some other stats actually, aside from just what's pictured here. Nico is actually, if I pull up u.gg, look up Nico. What's funny is that Nico is actually represented, and also the warning's gone now. Hooray! This is a new patch, is why actually. If you go to low ranks, Nico's represented a lot more than high ranks as support, and she actually shoots up a little bit in rating as well. You can see here 15 out of 60 for support, which for this patch is a little bit skewed. I should go back a patch, because this patch is brand new, so like the stats are obviously going to be skewed. But if you look, in my rank, silver, she's played a lot more than if you go to platinum plus. There's significant differences here with the amount of matches played and whatnot. So it's kind of interesting that other players at my rank are also trying to make Nico support work. And then when I originally gathered stats, she had a 47% win rate across 28,000 games for Platinum Plus, which made her more played than Teemo and Shen support, but less played than Misfortune support. So I think that kind of like illustrates where we are with the play rate of Nico. Those Misfortune support mains got us beat, but maybe we can swing it back, But let's try to make it work. Let's look at what we can do to sort of play around with the build and make some stuff happen. Starting with runes, here is the runes that the Grandmaster player, Dog Lightning, recommends for Predator Nico. The methodology behind taking Predator for Nico is that she loves Engage. Being able to invis, run out of bush with Predator, and just root and stun everybody from nowhere is extremely valuable. It lets her be more mobile, making more plays with ganks or rotating, just roaming in general. Predator sees extreme value as opposed to Electrocute, which is the other rune that people tend to take. Electrocute is extremely oppressive during the laning phase, but past that, it starts to really, really fall off, whereas Predator, going back to, again, my sort of praise for Nico's W, it never falls off, because it's just pure utility. The second one here, Taste of Blood. Taste of Blood is something that I thought of changing, but didn't. It's really important to be able to heal in lane, especially with Nico. She gets outranged by a lot of other supports. A lot of other supports get free autos on her, or ADCs can just auto her for free when she goes into trade or goes into root. So being able to heal that back is a lot more important than both of the other runes here. The one that I did end up changing is Zombie Ward. Zombie Ward is very useful when the other support, the enemy support, is warding a lot, and you are in a position where you can de-ward very often. But that relies on two other people that aren't you in the game to be doing what you expect them to do. Which in Grandmaster level play, you can probably rely on the fact that the enemy support is going to be warding actively, and that your ADC is going to allow you to be in a position to de-ward. But in Silver play, you don't necessarily want to put your strategy in the hands of two people that aren't yourself. It makes things a little bit finicky, and you can't always rely on people to be doing what you think they should be doing. So I'll actually put my build side by side over here. Or not side by side, but on the other screen. I take Ghost Poro instead. Ghost Poro does a very similar thing to Zombie Ward, but the difference is all it relies on is you warding and your wards expiring. So you're going to get dewarded a little bit less in Silver than you would at higher ranks. So it makes sense to go for Ghost Poro instead of Zombie Ward, in my opinion. Another change I ended up making is Relentless Hunter, I think it's called. Yeah, Relentless Hunter. I changed it to Ingenious Hunter. Reason for that being is Dog Lightning likes to use Shirelias or Protobelt a lot, both of which have a little bit of a longer cooldown, whereas I like to use Everfrost, which has slightly lower cooldown, and I really like to focus in on spamming Everfrost. Once you get Everfrost, just being able to toss it out constantly is Super fun. Very useful as well. So the the benefit of Ingenious Hunter is very noteworthy. Even Dog Lightning themselves, GM Nico player says it's kind of a toss up between Ultimate Hunter, Relentless Hunter, and Ingenious Hunter based on your playstyle. A lot of Nico is actually going to end up like that, where in item build and rune builds, a lot of it is up to your playstyle, which is fun. It's fun to play around with. I think it makes it easier to tinker with. Moving on, we're going to have their recommendation. I think it's called Time Stop in game, but it gives you the stopwatch. And I switched it for biscuit delivery. I find that I struggle a lot more in lane than Dog Lightning does. And also at lower ranks, I've found that like silver level ADCs tend to stay in lane a lot longer than higher ranking ADCs. So being able to sustain yourself in lane so that you can constantly be throwing out roots, constantly be harassing people, is very, very useful in my opinion. So I decided to take biscuits. I also think that stopwatch is really hard to use properly. I feel like you can end up just wasting it a lot of the time. So I'm kind of tentative to take that rune. I want to have runes that I like know are going to for sure benefit me instead of kind of taking like a gambit, I guess. Cosmic Insight is the same from Dog Lightning suggestion. Cosmic Insight gives you ability haste, item haste, and what else? I forgot what else. I can check in game real quick. Hold on. It gives you one other thing, right? Oh no, it just gives you those two things. Okay. Yeah, it gives you ability haste, or not ability place, summoner spell haste, and it gives you item haste. So that's like your flash and your ignite or exhaust if you decide to take it, and then your item haste is your predator boots, your Everfrost, your Zonias, like all that kind of stuff, your active items. And then as far as the I don't know what these are called, but like the little sub runes, I take the exact same thing as well. You want attack speed on Nico because you want to get those empowered autos in lane. The adaptive force is nice just because you don't necessarily need the resists to make up for it. And then you go for the armor one. You could move it to the magic resist if you're against like a mage bot, but I just take the armor most of the time to keep it simple. But that is all for runes. I want to also talk about item build real quick, and then we can go back into the VOD review. So item build is going to be a little bit different than what higher level Nikos are going to be building. The reason being is that a lot of the higher level items don't work as well in lower level games as they do in higher level games. So a good example is Shirelia's. Shirelia's Battle Song is an amazing mythic item. It's super good value, and even in lower ranks, I think it's pretty useful, especially if you're behind, because it's so cheap. It's a very cheap mythic item. The problem with it is that the active relies on your team playing with you. And again, it's sort of putting the responsibility on your team to execute on your item build, which is kind of scary. So I instead swap it out for Everfrost. And the reason for going Everfrost instead is that it costs more, but it provides utility that you have control over. And the main reason for Shirelia's, like building Shirelia's, is because in a higher level game, it's really hard to save up enough gold as a support to buy your mythic item. So getting an early mythic item is such a huge power spike that building Shirelia's is more worth it than the more drawn out games of silver, right? For boots, which you're gonna build before your mythic item, I tend to either build, they're not called Ninja Tabby anymore. What are they called? Plated steel caps. I'm either going to be building plated steel caps or mercury treads. Reason being is Nico is not very tanky without investing in tankiness, and you are going to very often be on the front lines. because you're trying to get that root. You're trying to get that ultimate. So you're gonna want to go for either Mercury's Treads if there are a lot of AP damage dealers on the other team, or if there's a lot of CC that you feel like will be targeted at you. And you're gonna want to go for Plated Steel Caps if you feel like there are a lot of auto attackers on the other team that are just gonna keep right-clicking you to death. Then after that, you'll go Everfrost, and probably your safest bet after Everfrost is going to be Zhonya's. Zhonya's works really well for using your ultimate. It works really well for if you engage, allowing your team time to follow up before you just get instantly nuked. It works well for things like Kayn or Zed or all those other kinds of one-shot champions that are just going to try to focus you. It gives you a chance against them. But what you can also do is if you don't fear any one-shots or the enemy team has pretty much no auto attackers, they're all just AP, or that's all you care about, is you could go Abyssal Mask. Abyssal Mask is a great item on Neeko because you are going to be rooting things constantly, especially with your Everfrost and your root and your ultimate. You are constantly going to be immobilizing. So you are almost always going to be giving your team 15% increased damage on someone on the enemy team, which is a lot of damage. You start looking at burst mages, and 15% of a Vagar Q when he has a bunch of AP. That's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot of damage. Or 15% of every auto attack for your crazy fed Vayne. That's going to be very, very, very big. It also has the added benefit of making Neeko that much tankier, which means you can land more roots. You can land more Everfrost uses in a fight. So it's a very good item. It's worth considering. But if you're not quite sure and you don't know how to read the enemy team just yet, I would say going Zhonya's is probably your safest bet. It's a very simple item to build, very easy to just go for it. The last thing to talk about before we go into another game is your skill build. The skill build, you saw a little bit of it when I was playing. Every single time, I'm going to be starting with W. Neeko's W costs no mana. It gives her empowered autos, so you can be spamming those empowered autos in lane, which is going to give you a little bit more benefit than people who have to rely on mana to poke. It gives you an escape. It gives you vision. It gives you something you can use to bait out hooks or other skills or flashes. I have baited flashes with my W. It feels hilarious. It is so worth the setup. Other than that, level 1, you're not really going for anything crazy most of the time, especially in silver games, unless your team's going for an invade. And all you need for your level 2 is E anyways, which is what we're going to do. Pretty much every single time, no matter what we want to max, we're going to go E second. Because this is your all-in. You land this root on someone, you land an empowered auto on someone, and you just go to town. You go crazy. It works really well for ADCs that enjoy sustained trades, because rooting allows them to get in more easily. And then after that, we're going to go Q just to complete the combo. Give myself some more poke. Q also has the added benefit of helping with wave control, which is oftentimes necessary in lower level games. The ADC has occasional difficulties with wave control, so being able to Q the wave and just damage a bunch of minions at once to help push can be very, very useful. Aside from that, for maxing, we're going to max E most of the time. E is going to be our engage and disengage tool. It allows us to turn into a team fight starter. It allows us to help our team get away from bad situations or to shut down flanks, things like that. But let's say we're in a lane with like an Ezreal, right? Or a lane with like a Tristana. Tristana is a really good example. Tristana Yumi, you don't necessarily want to go Tangle Barbs. Sometimes you'll want to just max Q. Reason being is that the damage is going to be more important than trying to lock them down because they're just going to get away anyways. But it's kind of up to discretion. I don't often find situations for Q, even against Tristana or Ezreal. It kind of just feels more important to go for E. But just know that if you do feel like you have to be your team's damage, or your lane partner isn't doing enough damage, that kind of deal, you can max Q first. My second thing I max is always W, without fail. I max W because it shortens the cooldown. The skill, again, costs no mana, so it's useful throughout the entire game. Constant vision control, constant confusion. It's really great, and I oftentimes just max Q last. Nico support isn't necessarily for the damage, especially the build I'm running. It doesn't necessarily make sense to invest that heavily in Q, but it does help, again, with wave manipulation, and also finishing off targets. It can be very useful. A little trick with Q as well, doesn't necessarily benefit from being leveled up, is you can check if someone's in a bush, because you can toss your Q into the bush, and if you see it pop multiple times, then you know that there's a champion in there. Just a little fun Nico tip. I don't think that comes into play in my VOD, but I have used it before. Just something to think of. If there's someone over a wall, you don't have a ward, you want to see if someone's there, just toss a Q over there. And if it pops a few times, then you know there's a champion in there. So that's always fun. Fun little things to do with Nico. That lead to a lot of little things you could do to increase your skill on Nico. So that's about all I have for my TED Talk on support Nico. We are going to take a look at a game where I admittedly I did pretty well. Just gonna say. Oh no, it expired. Oh, hold on, maybe I can view on the web. We're gonna see. I forgot the patch was today. Yeah. We're just gonna get. It's okay. We could look at some of the stats from this, and then we could just do another live game. The patch was literally today. I'm pretty sure. Today or yesterday or last night. But my replay got wiped out, so forgot to record it. Yeah, I completely forgot that happens, Jeff. But it's fine. We can look at some of the stats. We can look at some of the usage of sort of what went on here. So first off, crowd control score. Obviously, I'm no Nocturne because I don't have the slows permanently. But I have a pretty good crowd control score, bigger than the Morgana. Yeah, that it's something I just thought of, but I'll definitely do that next time. Definitely have a higher crowd control score than the Morgana. Nico's crowd control ability is very, very good. We could see some of the damage I did, more than the Nocturne. Definitely a lot more than the Morgana, more than their Ezreal, more than almost everyone on their team. So the damage is pretty good. We have, where is vision score? Very important. Games with high vision score are games that you typically win. You can look at all your old games, and every time you win on support, you have a high vision score. And that's because vision is insanely powerful. If you're warding for your enemy, for your jungler, like, if you've ever played jungle and you've ever gotten invaded and you go to your blue buff and you just get one shot by the enemy Kayn, you know how bad it feels to not have wards at the entrances to your jungle. It sucks. It's not fun. Nobody loves it. Good wards and good vision control makes a difference in games, even in low level. Being able to know where the enemy jungler is to track their movements and being able to have a wall of defense in your lane is so valuable. It's something that Nico, again, does very well because she can do it safely. With W, you never have to face check a bush. You never have to get even close to a bush without knowing it's safe already. Q is also another tool. If your W is on cooldown, just toss your Q into a bush. If it pops more than once, then you know it's not safe. It's such an easy thing for Nico to do. It's a reason why I focus really heavily on vision control on Nico. Aside from that, there's not many other stats I can look at, but I can look at, here's the graph for damage. We can look at runes. Total damage to champions is irrelevant for Predator. We don't use it for the damage. We use it to get places faster. The healing for Taste of Blood is kind of low here. I think a lot of it was just I didn't have sustained fights. A lot of the times I wasn't even hurt, so I couldn't heal. We would just be engaging and someone would pop instantly. Ghost Poros spawned 13. Enemy spotted is kind of, again, secondary for the Ghost Poro. You don't necessarily care that it spots an enemy. It's nice when it does. But what you want to do is be spawning these as much as you can, which is another important reason to be using your wards. Even if you don't think it's a great ward, just toss it somewhere if you have full stacks on wards on your trinket or something. You want to get the AP from those Ghost Poros. Ingenious Hunter, total stacks 5, which is the max. Total item activations, including trinkets, 43. That's a lot of active item uses. Biscuit Delivery, there's no real way to track any good stats for Biscuit Delivery, but I can tell you that it did help in lane. We ended up being very well sustained. And then Cosmic Insight, unfortunately, doesn't show any stats for how much time it saved on your summoner spells over the course of the game or your items. I really wish it did, but it doesn't, unfortunately. But yeah, 4016, I think out of, don't know our total K, but we have 32, so that's over 50%. What is that? So that's 20 out of 32. What's 20 divided by 32? That's 62% kill participation. It could be higher. Honestly, it could be much higher. So that'd be something I could work on, is kill participation. But that's another really important thing to look at on support is, are you at the kills? Are you helping things happen? Unfortunately, again, we don't have a game to look at. I completely forgot that patches removed your replays. But what we can do is play another live game, and I will commentate very heavily on what I'm doing and sort of try to point out the successes and the pitfalls of Nico support. I'm pretty confident with my Nico support play. It's one of the things that I feel like I'm very good at, which is why I wanted to go first on this. It's something that I feel super comfortable playing and explaining to people, so we'll actually be branching out to a little bit more bizarre builds. So, get ready to see, your Tom Kench jungles and your, what's another fun one? Like Lulu mid, we'll get fun on here. We'll create some crazy builds. And if you have anything you want to suggest, any off meta builds or champions you really love to play, let me know in the community Discord. Your champion or champion role combination could be maybe featured next week. Yeah, the whole goal of sort of playing these weird builds isn't necessarily to do like a sort of I told you so type of deal. The whole point of it is to look at League of Legends as a puzzle-solving game. I think if you put time into understanding why these runes work on support Nico, it's a little bit easier to understand why Morgana takes certain runes, right? Or something that's more typical. So looking at League of Legends as sort of a problem-solving game, a game that you do research on, I feel like it helps you to become more aware of the mundane things in the game. Because I feel like the game is extremely boring when you're just looking at the top builds. You're just looking at, op.gg or u.gg, and all you're doing is building the recommended build. I feel like it doesn't help you learn as much. I feel like it ignores a lot of the concepts about the game that, you can get really high ranked without it, but, maybe you're not learning as much as you could. And I think maybe you're not having as much fun as you could. I'm sure you've all experienced the sad reality of, your favorite champion coming out or finding your new favorite champion in an ARAM game or something. And you go to look at the tier list and you go to see like, oh, what's their win percent and like, what are their builds and stuff. And all the numbers say is this champion is trash. Do not play this champion. They're garbage. They have a 48% win rate or a 47% win rate. Not worth playing. And I've experienced that a lot with a lot of my picks. Playing Senna, you know, last season was a big part of that. I played a lot of Ahri support. A lot of things like that. And yeah, there's a lot of parallels to be drawn there to other games. The meta can be so discouraging, and I want to help people break out of that and show them sort of like the way I think through some of these builds. You know, for a lot of this, the research I did was just I would go to u.gg, I would look at sort of top players for Nico support. I would try to find pro builds. I would, you know, just Google Nico support, see what's out there, finding top players in the role with the champion. There's a lot of ways that you can find how to make it work. And just because there's nobody that's done it before for you doesn't mean you can't be the first. I want to sort of remove that fear that people have around playing off meta picks. Speaking of meta, we have Vayne Nautilus. This is again a kind of rough lane for Nico. They're hard engage. Vayne is kind of a good matchup for Nico because Vayne has to be a little bit closer to make things happen, which makes it easier to land roots. But Nautilus can absolutely destroy Nico. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out for me.
Do I smell as bad as I look? Yeah.
So again, starting W. As you can see, no mana cost.
Just minding my own business, not being Nico.
Just look at that.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention. As part of her passive, every empowered auto attack increases her movement speed. Which means that once you get that empowered auto attack, it's easier to trade because you can just run back really fast. And then your active also increases your movement speed. So, you know, more movement. It makes you invisible. It's just such a good tool. Like, I am going to continue singing the praises of this ability. So get prepared for it. I mean, prime example right here. We didn't have vision. We didn't have vision of that entrance to the jungle. Are we getting invaded? No, we're not. I don't have to, you know, I don't have to face check this bush and find a Nautilus Vayne TF Rengar waiting for me.
No one expects Nico to not be Nico.
Well, that's the wrong way, Misfortune. Oh, that was a huge dodge, though. So they went back to lane. We can see them in lane. We don't have to worry about that. That flash was insane. I was impressed.
They are precious.
So that's one of the downsides to starting W, admittedly. Big thing there. We made him waste Aftershock. Traded with the Vayne, but it's not a favorable trade for us. We just have to take it.
Everyone invited to picnic, even enemies.
We're actually going to get a slow push here, I think, which will be kind of good for us because we want to get out of this area where Nautilus can kind of own space. After I summon my clone, I try to walk in a straight line so it doesn't seem like I am, you know, there. Ooh, big damage on the Vayne, and now I have my E. We're going to set up for something here. It's okay that didn't go well. I have biscuits. Let's get my empowered auto.
Oh, Teo, we must be angry now. That worked. I pulled them off.
Dodge the hook. And we're trading. I like to use the cannon minion to farm up my empowered auto.
First blood.
And there we go. That's the route at work. They always have to second guess. They backpedal. They might miss minions every time that clone comes out. Because one of the times, that's going to be me. And if I get behind you as Miko, I can wreak havoc.
How can anybody miss
Also, I
home?
didn't use a ward, which is a cardinal sin. Oh, TF is there too. Yeah, he's just
Has been
gone.
slain.
Where the heart dances.
We're not gonna make it in time, unfortunately. So now we can double check that they're not here in this bush, and they're not.
Sharing memories.
Haven't seen Rengar, so Rengar could be
Magic connects.
trying to destroy us currently, but I will be able to see in 5 seconds. And he's not. Backing here is a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get that push done faster. I could have helped with it. We didn't get to crash it entirely. And boots first. Let's grab a control ward.
Nico might have a thing for birds. And bird people. Goodbye, fake Nico.
So these boots are going to let us do a lot of plays in lane. I'm going to try to show off one of them that I like to do a lot. If you're able to sit in this bush, and they don't have vision of it, as Nico, I can... Sorry about that. I can hit Predator, hit W, and I will be in their face in a matter of milliseconds. Get a second point in E. Echo's pathing bottom-ish. Their wave's pushing in. We gotta be a little careful of Nautilus right here.
I will grow. I will Nico.
An enemy has been slain.
I want to be careful of this Nautilus, because... Oh, Echo's not here anymore, so...
If Nico knows you're Shoma, Nico knows you.
And they fell for the illusion. And I get free trade.
Survival means blending in.
Okay, I got the ward in there.
An enemy has been slain.
What to do now? Find his breath? Ooh, have picnic! The spirits are all around me. Warm, like hugs.
And that empowered auto is going to continue to do a ton of damage.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
Nico is her own tribe now.
An enemy has been slain.
I actually have charges on my Spell Thief, so I should hit the tower.
It's slow down. No. Fast, fast, fast.
What does their team look like? We're gonna want plated, probably.
If Nico becomes Nico, what does she look like?
Who has
Looks
faster
like
move
boys
speed?
Six getting used
Zed
to.
does.
I am being me and doing me things. Not suspicious. Nico is on her fourth tail. No longer.
An ally has been slain.
Nah, she ain't back up fast enough. Oop.
Nico takes a tiny bit of everybody's shoma. They are precious.
I finished my quest.
After
An
5
enemy
days,
has been slain.
everyone invited to picnic. Even enemies.
Ooh, I tried to root her. Gonna ward over here.
This is very exciting. Everything is going down. No, Tail.
You have slain an enemy.
Told you do not get close. Why did you not listen? Do not be bound to a single body. There are so many more. Go up!
No.
How can anybody
Okay, she gave me
miss
some.
Home. Home is all around.
That was a good call to go for the Drake there.
Beauty shines from inside, where the heart dances.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Sharing memories, colors, feelings is magic.
Double kill.
Ooh,
Connects people.
Echo got a nice dive off there. I actually should have let him hook me. Put a second point to W, because again, we're going to max that.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Impure food.
Watch out for TF ult. Oh, he's going top? Okay.
An ally has been slain.
Thing for birds and bird people.
Rampage.
So, I'm going to wait 5 seconds, but I'm going to be able to Predator in, use W, and maybe get a kill here. Oh,
Killing spree.
Zed's here. Look how fast I am.
Has been slain.
But that would be where Predator comes in very clutch. Without the Zed there. Actually, we should hit this. I have 3 charges of Trinket.
I will learn. I will grow. I will Nico. knows your Shoma, Nico knows you.
So I want to get back. I'll probably grab Lost Chapter. We'll grab the Ruby Gem too,
Turret
just 'cause it's the only other thing we
will
can
soon
buy.
fall.
We're going to switch over to Oracle Lens, and we're also going to grab a Control Ward.
Survival means blending in.
Oop, didn't mean to pop that. Oh well.
Tricky, tricky. You got the wrong Nico.
There's got to be a setting to disable clicking on items. Because that's gotten me a couple times when I try to reorganize.
What to do now? Find cheese breads? Ooh, have picnic.
Rampage.
Gonna give Misfortune the Tower Gold for themselves. Gonna see if I can help up here now.
Normal. Everything's normal. Nothing is suspicious.
We're getting followed by Vayne.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Is Nico far? Is Nico near?
She's dead.
Done.
Yeah. Won't make it in time.
An
Wait.
ally has been
Nice, I wouldn't have made it in
slain.
time. I don't think the TF is gonna. Oh,
Must stay unseen.
Unstoppable.
what a legend! Let's help with this tower.
Your team
Oop.
has
Did
destroyed
not mean to take
a
that.
turret.
We're gonna go grab bot lane, make sure it's safe.
Spirits are all around me. Warm, like hugs.
We have Predator. We're gonna go in.
Check this out.
Enemy has been slain. Double kill.
And there we go. That's why Predator is sick. I gotta show it off a little.
The Uber says I'm wrong. Nico is her own tribe now.
One of the things Nico traditionally struggles with is actually getting in range for her ultimate. It's deceptively easy to run out of, but with Predator, it just makes it so much easier. Also, I should have oracled the Dragon Pit. Oh no, it's already control worded. Okay. So bot lane is done. I'm just gonna run around mid and try to become a presence across the map now. Our team is doing insanely well. So we should have no problem in snowballing this to a
Nico
win.
becomes Nico. What does she look like?
Let's get some wards down in their jungle so that we can be more aggressive.
Killing spree.
Nico is on her 4th day.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Gonna walk towards mid in case
Nico
TF
keeps
pulls
a
up,
tight beat of everybody's Shoma.
because I have
Precious.
Predator.
Your turret has been destroyed.
After 5 ants, everyone invited to picnic. Even animals. Nico will keep your Shoma alive.
Ooh, misfortune.
This is very
An
exciting.
ally has been slain.
I think a common mistake Misfortune is making here that a lot of other people will make is that as an ADC, you don't want to just go bottom every time. After you take your tower, typically you want to maybe rotate towards mid, because mid is going to be the safest lane to farm, because it's the shortest range back to your tower, and there's a lot more places for your jungler to help you from. It's just more central in the map. You don't want to be an ADC bottom with no tower and solo. It's not going to work out well for you.
Do not be bound to a single body. There are so many more.
Yeah.
can go back and get Everfrost. And look at the map. It's so lit up. It's beautiful.
How can anybody miss home? Home is all around.
Grab a stopwatch. At this point, they are very squishy compared to the damage that our team can do.
Unstoppable.
There's very little they can do to come back here. Aside from just drawing the game out, but...
Where the heart dances.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Sharing the memories, colors, feelings is magic. Magic connects people. Nice to be something different for a change. Nice try, but no Nico. People with no tails. Are they always?
Dominating.
One more grave.
Legendary.
Rest in your rightful place.
Now we are bonded. Thank you.
An enemy has been slain.
If Nico can be everyone, how can Nico be sure she's anyone? So easy to drink.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Godlike.
Don't trip.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
For birds. And for people.
You can also use your illusion like that to aggro tower.
Nico will not break your soul. I promise.
Is one more.
I am definitely not Nico. Not Nico.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Legendary. Legendary. Killing spree.
Can our
We are very
spiritual
strong.
friends
Our entire team is extremely strong right now. My vision score is actually a lot lower than I'd like it to be.
I will grow. I will. Nico.
I haven't been able to deward as much because I don't think they're really putting them in great spots for me to deward.
If Nico knows you're Shoma, Nico knows you. Survival means blending in.
So York's gonna be bottom.
It's fun to walk around in different skins.
Just the chaos and confusion you cause on Nico has to be some of the most fun I get playing video games.
What to do
Yeah.
now? Find his breath? Ooh, have picnic! Hey, look next time. Get the
Check this out.
Legendary.
There he is.
fairy turn all around.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Quadra kill.
Oh, they didn't give him the penta.
Destroyed an inhibitors.
They only get us.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
I must kill.
That was a good game. Our team was insane.
Victory!
I'll give it to the Zed. Nah, it's fine. I don't need the Deathless game. I got the S-. We're good. Unfortunately, I've already gotten an S on Nico lately, so... Let's see. There we go. Thanks for reminding me. Well, yeah, that's support Nico. I wish I had a VOD review. There are actually some moments in that game that I could talk about a little bit more clearly. Let's take a look at some of those. Specifically the laning phase. Past that, honestly, I was just icing on the cake that was my team. My team was nuts that game. But I do think I want to point out some things in the laning phase. And some missed opportunities, because there are definitely some that were there.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
There we go. Got the game set up now. The League client does not like to be... I mean, the in-game doesn't like to be captured very much, but... You just missed a bunch of pre-game pinging and stuff. So early on here, a big mistake I make is I should be trading more. Like I do here, but I should be trading more like that to get my quest done faster and also just to put out poke. MF likes when you poke. MF pokes a lot too. What enables your engage is when you've poked enough to where an engage will kill. So I should definitely have been more pokey here. I could have been poking the Nautilus a lot right now, actually. Every time he comes up, I should have been poking him. I was really scared of the hook. This time, that was insane. We got really lucky she walked into tower range there. Here I'm level 2. Yep, should be setting up for the root. Missed it on the Vayne. Get hit by the Nautilus. That isn't honestly terrible for us. We tried. Didn't go well, but our health is roughly the same. Their ADC is low, which is good for us. I'm just the support. Here I see the Nautilus setting up for a hook, so I get out of the bush. Again, more trade. That's what I should have been doing the entire game, is really putting the pressure on him and Vayne.
First blood.
This is good poke. This is now where they have to be scared. This is where I should be bullying the Nautilus more to get to the Vayne. Some of my W's here are wasted. I could have been using my W's to engage there, actually. That would have been a perfect engage. You run up with your W, so they have to make a decision on which to go for. Make them play a 50-50 game. I also should have noticed that Zed was getting chased here, like, way sooner. Yeah, I try to go help now, but it's too late. So they actually back here, and we should be pushing the wave. I don't think I push as well as I should have. I try to auto the minions. It's always a little scary because I don't want to over commit to hitting minions and then mess it up for the ADC. But here, I should have been, I'm level 3 now. I should have queued the ranged minions. It would have sped this up a lot. And we actually would have crashed the wave before they got back, and we would have been able to back for free. I throw my W in to check the bush. We're gonna speed up. Luckily, they don't take advantage of the wave not being shoved in all the way, and they actually push past the freezing point. They could have froze right there and really given us a hard time. Nico actually doesn't struggle as hard against freeze, because you can E through the minion wave. Here I go for a little bit of an engage, but I take a really wide angle, so I can't hit him with the E. And also, Misfortune was really far back, so it wouldn't have been a good engage anyways. Trying to remember how I pull up the items, but can't remember. By now, I'm pretty sure I have boots. And looking for a Predator play here would be ideal. I should be looking for a way to get in. Here would have been a great time to go on the Nautilus. Even if the Vayne comes back, there's no wall for her to stun me with. But this is a really good engage of the Nautilus, too. Make him take some damage. And here's an idea of what Nico should be doing. I threatened them out of the wave. It's unfortunate that the Misfortune is pushing here because we have an advantage. We should be freezing the wave back here, and I should be pushing them out. But you kind of have to play around what your ADC wants to do. You know, you don't always get to be in control of that. Get some nice poke here. The E actually does do sizable damage as well since I'm leveling it. Setting up for the Zed Gank here. I take turret aggro. I try to stay in as long as I can. I have to back out. The Misfortune could have maybe taken aggro, but that's fine. We come out on top of it either way. We shove into the tower, and I believe here we stick for the tower for platings. This would have also been a good time to reset. I think we both have enough gold to reset. And the reason why is the wave is under their tower, meaning they're losing all of this gold. And then because their wave doesn't have to deal with our minion wave as much because of the tower, their wave will naturally push towards ours. Which is good for us. You want the wave to be closer to your tower most of the time. Backing here means that we're giving up CS. It means that it gives them a chance to freeze as well. Basically, this just gives them the advantage. Here, I guess the Misfortune didn't back, even though she should have. Now she's definitely losing. She can't go up to the wave because I'm not there, and she can't get XP. She's not in XP range. So this is a rough situation to be in, and this is why you don't want to wait too long to back. Being under your tower is a little bit scary with the Nautilus, but you can use the tower as cover because his hook actually attaches to terrain. Here I was trying to bait out the hook. I was going to toss out my illusion. But he did not want to throw it out, so was not able to show that off. But you can definitely do it. It's super satisfying to pull it off. Here's where you get ganked by Rengar, actually. We back off. Well, I back off. I think the Misfortune overstays. Yep. I don't have my root. I should have maybe tried to save my root once I knew Rengar was there. I'm pretty sure I threw it if I go back. Yeah, I threw my root after I think I saw him with the board. Also, this replay is... There we go. I should have maybe tried to save the root. Would have been a lot better for disengage. But also, we did have a free out. The Misfortune didn't need to stay. I saw him use hook there, so I'm not as scared to go up and contest the wave at the tower. Nautilus is extremely tanky, so he doesn't get punished as hard for those kinds of mistakes. Something is going on with this replay. The minions are just stacking up. We get this trade here. Where is Misfortune? I think the replay is broken, guys. Yeah, she's still marked as dead. I think I broke the replay. Either way, we get this Rengar. It was a really good call by the Misfortune. Gonna have to just exit, I guess. Overall, though, I hope it was at least easy to see. Sort of the value of Nico support. I didn't get to show off Everfrost as much as I would have liked. I did get to show off Predator a little bit. But other than that, I think I'm going to use this last game to play another Nico game. Unfortunately, we didn't have the full VOD from before that I wanted to review, but I'll make sure to record it next time just in case something happens and I can't retrieve the replay. That's on my end. Yeah, hopefully it was kind of fun learning about my Nico support build and sort of how I've tailored it to work at lower ranks. I'd love to... this is going to be what we're doing moving forward. I'm going to talk about off-meta picks and how to make them work in low ranks. I am likely going to be playing some ranked on stream occasionally when I'm really confident in a build. And we'll mix it up. We'll do other things occasionally too. Sometimes maybe I won't do an off-meta guide. Maybe I'll just play one of my favorites, like support Nico, and maybe we'll just play some ranked games and review guides. Like maybe go back and reconstruct them or, you know, dissect them again. Essentially, the scope of this is infinite. We'll experiment with different things and see what works. It'll be a while till I think I find my stride, the same way that we have with Squid School, but I hope it'll be just as fun. And I want to get you guys engaged too. So, I mean, if you find a champion that you think looks interesting, or you've been thinking of playing, or you want to challenge me to make it work, you know, give me a combination, or give me something to make work, or try out. Love to see it work for you. You know, maybe you're like a huge Gwen player and you want to see Gwen, you know, you want to see some kind of Gwen build. You know, we'll make it work. And it doesn't have to be off meta. I prefer off meta. It's more fun for me to make it work. But if we have an interest in seeing some more traditional builds and maybe seeing them altered for lower ranks, or just explained, delved into, you know, the methodology of it explained, we could definitely do that. We could also talk about ideas that I have for next week, tossing out some possible plans. Maybe we could compile a list before I head off, depending on how fast this game is. We can maybe get some fun stuff going for it, though. It sucks when you can't just click your role to find the champion that you want to play in that role. Actually, gonna see some Gwen. Speak of the devil. You know, maybe for this last game we mix it up a bit. Maybe we try to build something different. We could sort of we could do like a compare and contrast. Maybe go what the typical build is. Go Shirelia's. Or maybe we could just try something fun. Just something wacky. What are we banning? Let's ban Brand.
Go.
Let's see. What keystone would be fun? You know what? I actually know the perfect thing. I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do Tank Nico. And we're going to make it work. I'm going to get Chem Tank. It's going to be insane. Because I won't have Predator. Because I'm going to be going... the green runes. I don't know what they're called. But, we're gonna do it. We're gonna play Tank Nico. Huh. Demolish? Demolish could be kind of funny. A Nico with Demolish? We're gonna run Demolish, because I think Font of Life is kind of useless. Second Wind sounds fun. Gonna take that. Hold on, let's save. Block it in. We'll go back to Star Guardian. Biscuit delivery? We'll probably just keep this the same. I don't think I want to build Zonias for Tank Nico. We'll have to see. Maybe I just take, that. Go back and do that. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do Zombie Ward. I want to do Ghost Poro. Alright, we're gonna make it work. No Ignite, Exhaust. And who's our ADC? Oh, we have Senna mid. Oh, we have Misfortune again. But yeah, we're gonna go tank. It's gonna be fun. Everyone's gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be super cool. I've never really thought about tank Nico. I know that people play it. I know people play it. That's as far as I know. Do we have an Engage on our team? Fiora? No. I'll be our Engage. The question is whether we want Shirelias or Chemtank. But the build is going to be Boots into Shirelias or Chemtank. We're going to do Chemtank. Chemtank is so much more fun. We're going to do Chemtank, and we're going to be the Engage, and we're going to be tanky, and it's going to be super fun. It's going to be great. I should have taken Aftershock instead of Guardian. Oh, no. What was I thinking? We're going to go...
People say,
The world is
Let's see.
Nico's oyster.
is oyster a good thing?
AD?
Tastes like
We're going to go Plated Boots. No, we're going to go Merc Treads, because we want the tenacity. We want the tenacity. We're going to go Merc Treads.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Nico will try you on for size. Ooh, I love it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So we're going to go Merc Treads, and then we're going to go Chemtank. Oh, scene change.
No one expects Nico to
It's so hard to remember to do that.
Minions have spawned.
And it's not working. There it goes. We're gonna go Chemtank. We're gonna go maybe Abyssal Mask. And just say no to AP. If... No, I think Abyssal Mask because we'll be the Engager. Maybe Redemption.
Not Nico.
We'll see. We'll theory craft it out as we go.
What to
Redemption would be pretty good because we have
Ooh, have been
Senna.
After fight, can Nico tell you about Ubi Cat Tribe? You are not secretly Nico, are you? His spirits are all around me, warm, like hugs. not fun to be here when my jealous around.
I'm getting a little bit demolished currently. Just a little bit.
It slowed down? No! Fast! Woo!
First blood. An ally has been slain.
Told you, not that close. Why did you not listen? No, Teo.
We got first blood.
Angry now.
This build is confirmed OP.
It's
We're gonna go back.
An ally has been slain.
This is
An
very
enemy
exciting.
has been slain.
Everything is falling down. Oh, wish I could stay like this forever. If Nico can be everyone, how can Nico be sure she's anyone?
Hey, this build is confirmed OP. All right, I don't want to hear any snickering or naysay. You saw the first blood. We were here for it.
Just minding my own business, nothing, Nico. Do not be bound to a single body. There are so many more.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice to be something different for a change. I am normal. Everything's normal. Nothing suspicious. Woo! Survival means blending in. People with no tails! Are they lonely? Yes.
An enemy has been slain.
I will run. I will grow. I will Nico. Woo!
Our team's doing pretty good too. This actually bodes pretty well for us overall. I was trying to prevent it from hitting tower range.
Nico is her own pride now. Nico might have a thing for birds.
Oh.
And for people. Looking like boys is, takes getting used to.
You have been slain.
I did not expect their jungler to be there too, I'm gonna be honest.
An ally has been slain.
But it's okay. We haven't hit our chem tank spike yet.
Movie cat vacation over. Back to work.
An ally has been
Unfortunate.
slain.
They're actually so close.
Sharing memories, colors, feelings is magic. Magic connects people.
Oh,
Rifle them all.
that's annoying.
Nico is on her 4th day. Go up.
I thought she would cancel it.
An ally has been slain.
How can anybody miss home? Home is all around.
We are unfortunately undoing the hard work of our Senna currently. She should be pushing this. Oh, whoops.
If Nico becomes Nico, what does she look like? Nico gives a tiny bit of everybody's Shoma. They are precious.
Good word, good word.
Bye, and everyone invited to picnic, even enemies.
Lee is here.
Now we are bonded. Thank you. Coming over.
And there we go. We wasted a bunch of cooldowns.
Nico far? Is Nico near? No one knows.
All because they thought the misfortune was there.
You fell for it. If Nico knows your Shoma, Nico knows you. I am being me and doing me things. Not suspicious.
Oh, it's a rough one. We should be
Shut
pushing
down.
this again. Fortunately at the back, because Lee Sin is back again. Watch this though.
Nico will not break your Shoma. I promise.
Oh no!
What you doing? Find some bread?
It's a zoning ultimate.
An ally has been slain.
Do it. Jump to me. Oh, that's unfortunate. Still a little strange that Misfortune walked forward, but what are you gonna do?
Spirits are all around me. Warm, like hugs. Nice try, but no Nico.
Our bot lane is very fed, but that's okay because we're an engaged tank.
It's fun to walk around.
An enemy has been slain.
All we have to do is engage for Fiora and Senna.
Beauty shines from inside, where the heart dances.
You have been slain.
Man, we just
Enemy rampage.
we got tower though. Not much we can do.
Down.
Gragas came and cleaned up a kill. That's kind of nice.
Lacking a discipline.
If my ultimate was like seconds away from coming off cooldown,
Huge mess. Had to find
it would have been so nice if I had it. Tristana's doing what Tristana does to towers.
Nico must stay unseen until the last.
They are very far ahead of us, bot lane. The Gragas does not quite have the presence of the Lee Sin.
Turret plating will soon fall. An ally has been slain.
It slowed down? No.
there she is.
Oh, Teo, we must be angry now.
Enemy killing spree.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
unfortunate.
easy
Oh, we did good damage though. They have to leave.
victory. This is very exciting. Everything is going down. Do not be bound to a single body. There are so many more. Please, Lizard, you can help.
An enemy has been slain.
The amazing ultimate. Let's go! That was sick. We're going in. Okay. Now we pop off.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Now is the time where we turn it around. It is gamer time.
An enemy is
Oh
unstoppable.
no, she
An
stayed.
enemy has been slain.
People with no tails. Are they lonely? Yes.
It's okay.
Your turret
We lose our
has been
tower and I just
destroyed.
support mid. Just throw one of those there.
An ally has been
I
slain.
will grow. I will. Nico. The overkill is gone. Nico is her own drive now.
Okay, I gotta actually protect this version.
Nico might have a thing for birds. And bird people.
Oh, I want to turn around though.
I am definitely not Nico. No, not Nico. Freeze them. Watch them sink. Sharing memories, colors, feelings is magic. Magic.
This is spooky.
So much feel. Nico, no one suspects you are Nico.
Rampage. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Kiana's hard shoving mid.
How can anybody miss? Oh, he's all around.
We might be able to come back, but we are definitely losing the objective game currently.
Shut down. An ally has been
The Sen is popping off.
Nico to not be Nico and to be not Nico instead.
Hopefully Senna gets out.
An enemy has been slain.
Ooh, heck yes.
If Nico can be everyone, how can Nico be sure she's anyone?
The demolish!
Your team has destroyed a turret.
We have Chem Tank. We just have to go back for it, but I want to be able to help the team
What does
a
she
little
look
bit
like?
here.
I'm just minding my own business. Nothing, Nico.
We have Chem Tank. Chem Tank online.
I am normal. Everything's normal. Nothing is suspicious.
Shut down. Double kill.
Nico,
Triple kill.
everybody's show my.
An ally has been slain.
Ooh, I need to run this way. Let's keep a run. The Chem Tank worked. We did stuff. We got in there. Let's go Abyssal.
After 5 and everyone
Your
invited to
turret has been destroyed.
even enemies.
Dragon's up.
Is Nico far? Is Nico near? No one knows.
Wasted pillar.
You have slain an enemy. An ally has been slain.
And our spirits
Enemy double kill.
Nico knows too.
Shut down.
No!
Rampage. Enemy double kill.
That was rough.
Aced.
Their team is very strong.
The dragon storm destroys all.
The tank Nico's not working out, friends. It's not doing a whole lot for us right now. Hey Jamie, welcome into the stream. You're catching us just at the tail end of things. We went over some support Nico build stuff that
Nico
works,
back in her Nico
and
state.
Gragas doesn't like the Chem Tank. Gragas is not a fan of the Chem Tank.
What to do now? Find his breath? Ooh, have picnic! I am being me and doing me things. Not suspicious.
Yeah. Earlier I was playing Predator Everfrost Nico, which is a pretty
Fun to walk around.
pretty normal-ish build.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy is unstoppable.
Spirits are all around me. Warm.
Now we ping the chem tank again, because that went well. Taking a short break for a match so you can eat. Oh, okay. What you eating today?
Ally has been slain.
Unfortunate, friendo. All I can do is root.
An enemy is dominating.
The roots work great sometimes. Other times, not so much.
Nico does not want to be here when...
Ooh! Banana Nut Bread is amazing. I am jealous. Hopefully I'll be able to pad our damage a little bit by getting Abyssal. Hopefully gonna get some wards down so we can protect ourselves.
No, Teo, we must be angry now.
Avery. Ooh, a pumpkin-sized latte.
This is very exciting. Everything is falling down. Do not be bound to a single button. There are so many more.
Shut down.
Survival. 2020. Nico must stay
An enemy has been slain.
Ooh. Everyone's eating!
Your
I need to get some
team
food
has
too.
destroyed
I'm
a
feeling left
turret.
out.
People with no tails. Are they lonely? Yes. Where is Nico? I saw Nico by the river. Everyone knows Nico likes rivers.
Jamie tossed around the banana bread, sharing the wealth. I am out of wards. This sucks.
I will learn. I will grow. I will... Nico!
Ooh, that ult was not lined up. But we're getting some. Sun is popping off a bit.
Ally has been slain. Shut down.
Unfortunate.
Shut down.
We could not turn the tides.
Without my eyes.
You stood out.
They should have bowed.
We don't lose off of that, but we get pretty close, I think.
Oh, Rock! Smash these idiots.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Never down.
Crucible's not really worth. We need to just finish Abyssal.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
The Ubi character is gone. Nico is her own pride now. Nico might have a thing for birds. And bird people. sharing memories, colors, feelings is magic. Magic connects people.
And you gotta say, my first glance Nico tank build is not working out great.
Nico is on her 4th day.
I'm gonna go get Abyssal, though. That'll help. And then I think I just go Zonia's, if I am allowed.
An ally has been slain.
You know, the Merc Treads might not have been the call. I probably should have gone plated.
How can anybody miss home? Home is all around.
They have a lot of AD. I thought that the CC would be worth using it for, but it was not, perhaps.
If Nico becomes Nico, what does she look like?
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I am definitely not Nico. No, not Nico.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Misfortune doing some good split pushing.
Nico keeps a tiny bit of everybody's show now.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Misfortune got some good split push done.
After 5 and everyone invited to picnic.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Death is drawn to life.
Be cool. No one suspects you are Nico. No one expects Nico to not be Nico and to be not Nico instead. Not Nico.
Oh no!
Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Thought they might be doing this. This game is so winnable.
Movie cat vacation over. Back to work.
I believe that we can do it, team.
If Nico knows
We just need
your
to pull
showdown,
through.
Nico knows you.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
If Nico can be everyone, how can Nico be versus anyone?
You have slain an enemy. Enemy rampage. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. Ace.
I don't know why we stayed in there. That's probably the end.
Who were you again?
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
We were so close. We were so cloose.
Clock ticking.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Well,
Defeat.
you have some hits, you have some misses. I would call the first build a hit. This one's probably a miss. I'm gonna be honest. But that is all the time we have for today. Thanks for sticking with me. Sorry about not getting the VOD up. I just completely blanked. Didn't realize that it would go away like that. But GG's indeed, Avery. And thanks for joining us, Avery. I know you're hungry. Make sure you get some food in you. And make sure to come back next week where we'll be covering a new fun build. Leave your suggestions in the community League of Legends chat, and you might see them featured, whether it's a champion, a role, or a whole build. Until then, guys, peace out.